Hi guys, Ann here, and today we have like a sit down video. So I haven't filmed in like, I think it's been like a week. Let me check. It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been like 5 days. And different scenery. I am sitting in my like bedroom slash beauty room. This is where I film my main channel. So my beauty unboxings, my get readies with me, my Just Ann channel. So I've been doing YouTube. This past February made 6 years for my main channel. I started in February of 2022, of 2017. And for about 5.5 years, I've always used a backdrop. So if you go back to my videos, like you'll see backdrops. And I started using backdrops because at my old house, I used to film in the dining room. And then you would see my kitchen, and then there was like a refrigerator, and we would have like the cereals like on the top of the refrigerator and different things, and like, people would say, oh my god, that cereal's so sugary, or why you get Captain Crunch, and I'm like, if you're looking that hard what's in my kitchen, then I just started using backdrops, because then I would have pictures of my kids, and I like have to make sure I took them down before I filmed. It was just a big mess, so I just always started using backdrops. And then I started getting into like the themes, like spring, summer, and I don't know. Now I have over 70 different backdrops. Oh, I don't use them all, but I spend a lot of money. Your girl like started having an addiction. Like I was always getting backdrops. Like what would look the best coloring for my skin, or in the back, or something like that, and it just got out of hand. Then I would get them from Amazon, and when I would get them, they weren't like how they looked in the picture, or what have you, or I didn't like the way it looked, or I don't know. Instead of just returning it, I kept it, and I don't know. So what I'm doing now, I'm redoing my bedroom. So most of you guys know, you watched, that I am separated from my husband. I am currently in a divorce with my husband. And, this was our bedroom slash beauty room slash filming room. And I film in the attic. So this is the 3rd floor. But this was built into, like, looks like a room. Oh, about 50, 60 years ago. So it doesn't look like the typical attic, right? But it has like that old wood, and then the trim is like lighter wood. You know what I mean? Because it's like 60s, 70s era, And I didn't want to paint the wood because the wood itself is over 100 years old. And I didn't want to mess that up, I figured, you know what? Out with the old, in with the new. And I'm going to stop using backdrops. And if I don't like the way it looks, then we'll go back to backdrops. I've started decorating a little bit downstairs because it's very hard to be in a relationship when somebody's always questioning what you want to do with your money, or you want to change up, or you want to decorate. So I got to the point where I didn't. I mean, I'm going to keep it real. I've been in this house for 3 years now, and we don't even have curtains. We have blinds, but I don't even have curtains we have 2 living rooms. I have curtains in the kitchen and dining room, like just valances. I mean, because I just got in this like depression, or I don't know, a funk, that I'm like, why? When I'm getting questioned, well, how much did you pay for that? When he didn't help with bills anyway, It's like, so why do you care what I'm doing with my money? I don't know. It's like he always had something to complain about. So now I'm in that mood where I want to start decorating. You know what I mean? I mean, let's keep it real. I moved in this house first. We were separated then. That should have told me something, where he was actually living with a female. We were only separated for 3 weeks. Anyway, we went to marriage counseling, all that, tried to make it work. And because there was a fire here, and my mom, before she passed away, she wasn't even here a month before she passed away. She was on hospice. So she didn't get a chance to decorate the house or put new furniture. She had a recliner because she was like bedridden, right? But and a TV and stuff, but nothing else really. So I bought all the appliances for the kitchen, all the furniture. You guys, if you've been with me long enough, I went to like Ashley Furniture and different things like that where I was vlogging. I bought the kitchen, the dining room thing. He never helped with not even the furniture. Nothing. So And a lot of you guys, like in that video, I'll leave it down below if you haven't watched it. You know, like you guys were like, I can't believe that he didn't pay any bills. I'm telling you right now, he did not pay any bills. I mean, maybe once in a great while. I can probably count on my one hand in 11 years. And that's the truth. He never paid something consistently. Never. Not even food. If he was to buy food, it was like, say he ate a bag of chips. He would eat it in one sitting. He would go and replace it, but then he would eat it. Anyway, or when he would get paid or something, he'd go buy like a bunch of snacks. Or sometimes if he would buy, like, maybe if they were having chicken, he would get like 30 or 40 pounds of chicken because we have a deep freezer. But then that was it. You know? But it wasn't like an every month thing. No. And I am shocked I put up with it this long. Like, and I'm telling you, when I check my blood pressure is almost perfect now. My sugar's getting under control, and I truly believe that stress can kill you. Like, that had a lot to do with my health too, you know, and the arguing or the walking on eggshells, like, oh my God, he's going to come home. What type of mood is he going to be in? I hope he's not in a bad mood, because then if my older son hears it, if he's home, they're going to go at it. So a lot of times I just sat there and took it. Or I would come in my room here and, you know, so you have to go 2 flights of stairs. Like I said, this is the attic on the 3rd floor. He would come up and down at least 17, 18 times, literally, just to come up, just to mess with me, to say something. Or, did you do this? Did you? Instead of just leaving me alone. And I just stayed quiet because I didn't want my son to hear, or my daughter to hear, or because then they would fight because, you know, I'm their mom. And they knew he wasn't helping. I mean, they had to help me when I got behind. And I'm very angry with myself. I put up with it. And I think some of you guys asked me, like, why did I put up with it? And I think after my mom and grandmother died, you know, that's all the family I really have. And it's like I didn't want to be alone. I mean, I had my children, but they're my children. They're not my friends. We're friendly, but they're not my friends. And it's like I didn't want to lose him too, and that's the only adult that I had in my life. So I'd rather took what I was getting because it was better than nothing. Isn't that sad? I mean, we would literally be in the living room. I mean, I would be in the living room watching TV, and he would be in the dining room for hours. Who does that? He wouldn't want to come in, watch TV with me, nothing. So it was like, really, I was living by myself. But it's been so peaceful. I mean, I have a 6-year-old pit bull, Nala, right? Most of you guys know when I do my walk and talks. He would still complain about her 6 years later. Well, I didn't want a dog. If I had to go, so we have Bella, which was my mom's dog. She's 12. Nala, who's 6, and then we have a puppy, my son's dog. Okay, she's 9 months old now. And let's say I had to go, just to go pee real quick. I'd go pee, come back down. The puppy's like whining. And I'm like, why didn't you tell her to stop? And he's like, they're not my dogs. I didn't want a dog. Or if Nala was up in my room, because say I was editing or something like that, or I just wanted some peace, it's like, I don't want the dogs up here. I'm allergic to dogs. It was always something. And I should have known from the very beginning, no lie. So he had 2 kids and I have 3. So we had 5 kids. We had a blended family. And I absolutely love his kids. I do. And his daughter plays the violin, and she plays it beautifully. She plays it in college and everything else. I mean, she's just really, really good. And we first met, his daughter was just turning 12. And like, say she had a concert at school, okay? He'd go in one car and I'd go in another. And I didn't understand. I'm like, why aren't we going to go together? And he would say, well, in case you had to leave earlier, I had to go somewhere. So it was like we never even started our marriage as a family. I mean, have you ever heard of that? And it's like, that's why I wanted to get married. See, when he met me, okay, I was a single mom, well, of course, but I was living in the projects. So he met me when I was down on my luck, like, and I was very broken. So I think when I met him, I settled. He was a very nice guy. I thought he had things going for him, like, oh, he can help me get out of the projects. He could be the father figure. And he was nice, and he would treat me nice. And he treated my kids nice at that time. So I settled. You know, I wanted my kids to have that father figure, you know, to have a life that I didn't have because my father died when I was 6. As soon as we got married, I remember he started changing. And I said, because we were only together for 9 months when we got married. And I said to him, like, why are you acting like this? He goes, because I have to be husband now. I can't be. What? We were only married for like 2 months when we got into like an argument or something like that. And he threw a divorce. Well, let's just get divorced. We can get it annulled. For like the first 2 years of our marriage, he says, we can get it annulled. We can get it annulled. And it's like, I never heard of that. When it was like something like, it wasn't like we put our hands on each other. It wasn't no cheating at that time. Or wasn't any of that. So it was like, I just didn't understand it. But now I understand it was like a punishment, you know, because he knew that's not what I wanted. He knew I took my marriage, my vows seriously. I've never cheated on him. Never. I never even acted inappropriately with other men. Never. Even now, if it takes us 3 years, if the courts are behind to get divorced, I am not going to be in a relationship because we are still legally married. It's very different for him. He's cheated me multiple times in our marriage. Some of it's just inappropriately, but it's still cheating in my eyes. And I still stayed. He wasn't helping with bills. He was mean to my kids. And I asked myself, why? It's because I had low self-esteem. He knew it. I needed health insurance. I thought, it'll get better. It'll get better. I even said to him, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I have to keep it honest. I said, just act like you like my kids around them. Just be nice. I was even willing to take that. If Isaiah came home from school, he wouldn't say, how was your day? It's, how come this wasn't done? That's what he would do. He never ever asked my kids, well, how was your day? He never even asked me. He would never come home and say, well, how was your day? Never. It's like, did you call this person? Did you get this? Did you do this? Did you do that's how we started the conversations. Well, I need to ask these because I can't move on to the next step until this is done. And it's like, well, that's a personal problem. Because why are you worrying about my stuff? I remember my accounts would be overdrawn and I would beg him, I need your help. Like I was able to pay the bills, but my accounts were always overdrawn because of the pay the bills. He still didn't want to help. And I still stayed. And you know, I say you could do bad by yourself. I remember one time he said to me, I'll never forget, I help you with money because I help you save money. Because he has this, you know, he's very smart business-wise. And he had these plans on how I could save money or get in this program or whatever. But I'll tell you what, since he's been gone, I have been saving so much in food. He used to always tell me I fat shamed him. But no, he used to eat a lot. And he never replaced the food. I've not had to go food shopping like a big food shop order. We still have plenty of food. Since he's been gone a month. I have already saved at least $600 in food since he's been gone. So he's right. He did. Since he's gone, he is helping me save money. You know, I remember he made a comment. He goes, well, if we weren't together, if I wasn't around, you'd have these bills anyway. Yeah. But then I would be single. I got married, so I didn't have to worry about all the bills or pay all the bills by myself. But that's the stuff he would say. We never took a vacation together. 11 years, never. Never. If we were going to take a vacation, I would be the one paying for it. Every time we went out to eat, I paid for it. I can't even believe I'm telling you this. It's embarrassing, but it's true. That's why I used to always say to you guys, don't believe everything you see online. So I'm sharing this story to tell you guys, like, don't put up with that stuff. You could do bad all by yourself. Is it sad that my marriage is ending? Yes. But am I a lot happier and peaceful? Yes. Yes. The house, it's like when he was here, if you would walk in, it was like a knife in the air. It's like the knife is gone. It's like you come in and it's like positive. My kids are happy. We're downstairs watching movies. When my husband was here, my kids would be in the room because they didn't want to come down there and hear his mouth and complaining. this should be done. The house needs to be weatherized. This has to be done. We need a tankless, waterless tank. We need to convert the oil heat into gas heat. We need to, okay, then pay for it. Because right now, none of us have any of the money to pay for it. So like, pay for it or stop complaining. Be happy. That's Nile in the background. And like I said, in the beginning of March, it was a big blow up, and I cannot get into it right now illegally, but he got my son arrested. He tried to put me out of my own house. It's like I said, this was my mother's house. It was inherited to me. My oldest son lived here. Like we basically moved in with him. He got my son put out until I had to get that fixed when we went to court the first time. So he got my son put out. He was trying to get me put out. No. But what I put up with for so many years, and he wonders why I didn't have respect for him. He used to say, people in the streets treat me better than you. Well, it's because I didn't speak to him. Or when he would threaten to put his hands on me, I would laugh at him. And I would say, you ever put your hands on me, you're a dead man. You start losing respect for a man who doesn't help out with bills or is a narcissist or throws things in your face. Do you know, April 1st was a year ago that I had stents put in, right? I had a heart attack at the end of March, I had a stent put in. I was in the hospital for 4 days. He took off work for 4 days. Do you know he still throws in a year later that because he had to took 4 days off, that hurt his pay and it got him off his feet? What? 4 days? When you used your sick time or personal time? And you can't get back on your feet in a year? Then instead of playing that game on your phone for hours, get a second job or a third job. But that's what he would do. Isaiah is 18. When we met, Isaiah was 5. When we got married, Isaiah was 6. And Isaiah was having behavioral problems in school because he wasn't sleeping and stuff. Well, my husband works in education, and they were going to put Isaiah in this like behavior class, which my husband did help him to where he didn't, got him on a schedule and all that kind of stuff. Yes, he did. But I'm still hearing it 12 years later. If it wasn't for me, Isaiah would be in this classroom. He wouldn't be where he's at now. 12 years ago? And ain't that what you're supposed to do? You came into our lives. You moved in with us. We didn't get married and we bought a house together, or you had a house and we moved in with you. You moved into us in the projects. You came into our life. So isn't that what you're supposed to do if you see something wrong as a man? But that's the stuff he would do. He would throw stuff up in our face. If you were in this type of relationship, I'm telling you, this is the happy. I never thought, I remember last year or 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, we were in marriage counseling. I cried every night, especially when I found out he was with another woman, living with her. Again, munching off of another woman. And I was so hurt. But because I had just lost my mom and grandmother, and they were on hospice for a while, and I knew I was mean. Even like my kids would say, Mom, why are you always mean? You know, I was grieving. And so I thought, well, maybe I did it. But that's what happened when you have a victim mentality. When they say stuff all the time, you start believing it. Maybe it was my fault. So I cried. I was so upset. But now I know. I was like that because of him. I want to tell you something. So, and I really miss my mom a lot. My birthday is April 6th. I'll be 47. And I believe I have another sign from her. I've been crying a lot, because like I said, I miss her. And, going through this separation and then what's going on with my son and legal things. And I keep asking my mom for forgiveness. Like, I'm sorry I brought him into my kid's life, into this house that was your house, that this is something you guys wouldn't approve of and what I allowed. I was going through my drawer. Remember I said I'm redoing my room? And I found this. Last year, Lunar Beauty had mystery boxes. And Manny MUA, who owns Lunar Beauty, he's an Aries like me. And he only had a limited, if you got a mystery box, only a certain amount of people got a necklace. And I was one of the ones. It's a moon. And it celebrates, you know. Like I said, we're Aries. Our birthday's in April. I cleaned that drawer I don't know how many times and never came across this until today. Now, how weird is that? It's like my mom's telling me, baby, happy birthday. I'm here with you. I'm always here with you, and I'll be here with you for your birthday. Loneliness is what I was scared of, to get divorced. I also thought divorce was a sin, you know, if it wasn't like, now if he was putting his hands on me or something like that, but like, I was scared of the loneliness. But the truth of it is I was lonely when we were married. We never had a marriage. You hear the ice cream truck? All right, but I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to come on, let you guys know I'm all right. I haven't filmed in a while, but this is what I've been doing. And I did film a video for my main channel, the Chic Beauty Box. So I'm going to edit that now and get that up. I'm going to try to get this vlog up tonight as well. Today's Monday when I'm filming. Today's the 3rd, right? Yeah. Let me know if you've been in this type of relationship and if you understand or what you guys think. I know in that one video, some of you guys said, you know, don't get divorced, try to make it work. Once it came to my son, and you got my son involved and you got my son arrested, there's no coming back from that. I'm sorry. And it's at the point where my son can do some time. No, there's no coming back from that. You try to throw me out of my own house. You try to get me arrested. There's no coming back from that. You don't do that. You don't get cops involved. That's not what we do. That's not what our family does. That's not what I'm used to. No. I could do bad all by myself, you know? And I have to take a stand for my kids. Let my kids know that they will always come first. All right, I may not seem happy in this video because, you know, I am sad. Like I said, I miss my mom and stuff. My birthday's coming up. And, you know, it is sad getting, you know, when getting a divorce. It is sad. It's nothing to throw a party about. But I am happy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? All right, guys, please like this video. It really does help me out. It's starting to get really nice out. Tomorrow's going to be in the 70s. My birthday is going to be 80 because right now it's 4:45. And what is the weather? I could tell you right now. 60 out. So I don't know what you guys can see. Can you guys see with the weather? So tomorrow's going to be 72, Wednesday 73, Thursday's 81, but of course 60% chance of rain. Then it's going to go back down 62, 57. But I'm going to be doing some walk and talks and being outside. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for all of the new subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. I cannot wait to this summer. We're going to start going to the beach and doing things because I don't have a boss now that I have to be home at a certain time or hear their mouth, right? So, all right, guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you no matter what. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Nala. 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 You're ignoring me like usual. Yes, you are. Nothing changes.